if you know anything about Formula One, the season, and by the way, if you don't, it's totally okay. My daughter and I have become completely obsessed with Formula One because of the Netflix show. And so it sort of struck me as an interesting way to talk about websites. So I apologize that I'm not really as car crazy as it sounds, but hey, it's Formula One. So what are you gonna do? So the season goes until about December, and then in March they launch a new car. So that has new racks, et cetera, et cetera. So they spend the off season building this car. They're probably relooking, they're completely redesigning the chassis. They're completely doing different things with the power sources. They're looking at all of the different electrical systems, and they are completely overhauling this car. And then when they're done, they go to the first race, I believe. Hopefully I don't have anybody who's crazy, who's a crazy F1 person who will call me on this. I believe it was Abu Dhabi this year. And they race this car, they try out this car. So they're going to try it out, and it's going to be, so that is somewhat the done car. But is it done? No. We just talked about that. Of course it's not done. Just like your website is not done. So why is your website not done? You put your website out there, and what do we know about your website, right? You launch your website, you've got your organization is likely to change. There are things competitively that will change in the industry. There's actually technological changes, right, that happen. Maybe whether it's advancements in the way that, from a negative perspective, there's advancements in the way that people are hacking sites. There's aging code and aging plugins. There's all these things that are happening. So aging plugins, which means that your site becomes more vulnerable. There's all these things that are happening that happen to your site that make your site not done. So some of them are content changes. Yes, when you talk about your website and you talk about changes in the industry, those are content changes. But then others are technological changes, things that, Google requirements, things that you have to have, your site has to be mobile responsive, or your site has to have SSL. Those are the kinds of things that sort of are put upon you and are technological changes. So all these things happen, and these are the kinds of things that need to be updated on the site. So going back to our Formula One comparison, it's very much like that. You launch that car, right? But over the course of the year, first of all, you're going to make modifications. You're going to make modifications on the day. You're going to change the tires if it's wet outside. If there's, depending on what the wear and tear is, you're just going to maintain and do the things you need to do to keep it on the road that day. And then in addition, you're going to make slight modifications throughout to make sure that where you are from a topographical perspective, where you are from a track perspective, how many curves are there versus how many straights, et cetera, et cetera. All that's going to change how you set that car up from week to week, from month to month. So these are the kinds of things that we're talking about when we talk about how, there are different kinds of maintenance and different maintenance schedules.